Koumei is here, and when I say that this frame may be the best frame to ever grace this game, at least so far, I'm not even baiting. Decrees in normal Warframe. Hello? There is so much to talk about with her, and I don't even have the time to try and waste your time, because I'm also making a Caliban and Nova video, so let's just get to it. Koumei, I think that's how you pronounce it, is incredibly unique within Warframe as all of her abilities are influenced by her 5 dice, which are shown here just above your abilities. With 6 sides per die, each cast of them will gain effects from rolling higher numbers, and then achieving the coveted 666 will give you a major buff, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Koumei's passive is also quite powerful, and as you'll soon come to see, she is like a super buffed version of Lavos. This is the condition overload frame, seriously. This passive will cause one of Koumei's 3 weapons to randomly afflict status effects just for using it. This buff lasts for 60 seconds before rotating to another weapon, and really promotes swapping around between everything in her kit to really maximize everything. The percentage here I am unsure of, but the icon showing which weapon is currently buffed is also above her weapon's HUD right here. Kumihimo is her first ability, focused on aggressive status priming and some possible area control due to the nature of the ability. At first glance, casting will have Koumei go through a short animation before weaving the threads of destiny in front of her. These threads, if connecting with an enemy, will proc a random status effect, which can sometimes stagger if it's something like heat or gas, you know what I mean. The dice, on the other hand, scale 2 things here, both the damage and potential status effects. Damage of the threads is low at first glance, but whatever numbers rolled will then be multiplied by 25 at base strength to dictate total damage. Even more potent here is that rolling 666s will cause these threads to trigger every single elemental status, which comes out to a total of 10. Throw that into condition overload, and that's 800% more damage. Status effects from the melee or the newly buffed companions withholding. Kumihimo, really damn good, but Omikuji, and I apologize if I am butchering that pronunciation, is even crazier. I swear to God, when DE first revealed this one, I genuinely did not know what to think. Omikuji is unlike anything else we have in Warframe. Casting will have Koumei glimpse into the future to gather a challenge for herself. These challenges range from anything to getting kills while wall latched or killing enemies more than 20 meters away. On successful completion of these challenges though, Koumei will be granted a decree. Yes, those things from Duviri that make our Warframes absolutely disgusting are now present in everyday Warframe with Koumei. There really isn't much to say about the decree part. This ability is truly just super random, but it will also make every run feel very different depending on what you end up pulling. But there are some downsides here. So-called unlucky rolls will grant a negative debuff to Koumei for the duration of the challenge. I have yet to see anything too harmful, but if necessary, you can reject the challenge and decree by just holding down the ability key. Once completing the challenge though, the ability will go on an ever-increasing cooldown. This cooldown is not affected by anything and will actually hit a cap of 150 seconds, or 2.5 minutes, so while she will be really strong in quicker missions with the occasional lucky decree pull, Koumei will really excel in longer style endurance runs where she has access to the entire pool of decrees that DE has given her. Said pool is linked in the description and pinned comment. I have not cross-referenced with it to see what she is missing from the normal list, but I assume there are some things otherwise DE wouldn't have specified. If you figure out what she is missing, please let me know down below. Moving past Omikuji, the insanity still continues with Omamori. Omamori is heavily dice dependent. The number rolled on cast will grant Koumei an equal number of charms that grant enemy attacks a chance to heal you instead of damage you. Firstly, the damage dealt will be multiplied by whatever your current strength value is, with the decimal moved over 2 places. Have 245% strength or something? Well, a 2.45 multiplier will be applied to the damage. The chance to trigger the heal is a non-adjustable 50% alongside the recast count of 5. 666s here will just flat out make Koumei invulnerable for the duration of the ability. So yeah, there's that. Disregarding the 666s augment, this is helpful survivability, but it is not perfect. Having to rely on the RNG-ness of rolling pure invulnerability, and if not, having to wait until you're at 5 or less charms is too much in my opinion, but it surely does help. Bunraku is her 4th ability and is very similar to Kumihimo, again dealing with these so-called threads of destiny. Casting will have every enemy visible on screen and within range be strung up in said threads and suffer a number of status effects equal to your dice roll count, which status effects and how many per being entirely random. Rolling 666s here will have this ability's effects extended to behind Koumei and also trigger more statuses over time. Remember, it is still very early of me as of writing this. The update has been out for only a couple hours now, but I will still give you guys a very strong setup. This is more just to introduce you to Koumei while we really figure out what is kind of broken on her. She's very easy to build though, mainly because her abilities don't really demand all that much from her. Really, range is the only meaningful stat. Because you recast them so much so you can continue playing the slot machine with her abilities, you don't need that much duration. Efficiency, like, yeah, but equilibrium exists, and then strength does literally nothing on her, to be honest. Decrees are also so absurdly strong that all you really need to do is focus on surviving long enough that you can stack up enough of the broken decrees, and then you're fine. So a healthy balance of every stat is going to be key here. Koumei, as a very status heavy frame, also can make use of every single Archon mod. Of the stats who we actually want, we're going to use Stretch and Archon Continuity. Archon Continuity doesn't get much play here, but if we do get a Toxin proc, now we get a Corrosive one. Add in Reach for some more range on the strings, Catalyzing Shields and Rolling Guard for survivability, and then I like Equilibrium paired with Energize for energy management. This Arcane slot is free. You'll notice that I used it for Arcane Velocity to buff Akicore. Again, she's in a bit of a weird space for survivability. Once you have enough decrees, she will be pretty much immortal, and her KPM potential is already very high, and it only gets even exponentially higher, so shield gating is a very conservative way to get through those initial stages until you turn into a living god. But otherwise, there isn't really much to put on her, if using only her base kit. I'm sure once helmet options start appearing on her, builds are going to become a lot more diverse, but if we're talking just base Koumei, she needs like 3 mods, not gonna lie. I will definitely hit you all with a video talking about all her possible helmet setups, but I just wanted to put this one out first. Weapons wise, Sado and Akicore are very solid options. Do note that Sentient Surge just came back with Knights of Narberus. Melee wise, I'm using Kratos, purely for the movement, but if you want to actually use a melee, her new one can't be a bad choice. It has some very unique interactions with her dice. Companion wise, I am also yet to dive into those at all. I don't even have any mods on my Panzer's Claws. Gotta figure all that stuff out and get you guys back with some more videos. But I hope that you enjoyed this one. A massive thank you for watching. Caliban coming next, and then Nova. Might have 1 or 2 shorter videos thrown in between these. Let's keep the hype train moving, y'all. Oh, and by the way, I got a glyph, which is really exciting. DE hit me up a couple weeks ago and asked me if I wanted to be a part of the glyph program, because it's not like directly included with the creator program, and it has been so difficult to keep this a secret from you guys, but it is super hype, and it's here. So it is code KaizanBlu in the item store, all caps, and then once you put it in, you will get this absolutely beautiful logo drawn up by my friend Livsoric. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys appreciated this one, and I will see you all very soon for the Caliban video and more to come. Peace.